increases by increasing energy prices. Our energy policies must be done in a just manner that does not destroy and impoverish ordinary people. We must abandon the madness of climate alarmism and develop a realistic policy that helps all of us. Above all, we need to ensure that we can house our own people. Why is there VAT on new homes? Why is our planning policy so ridiculously difficult and expensive? All of that derives from European directives, and we will fight that. Melissa will be speaking shortly on the referendums, but I just want to say a few words about it.
Amen.
Are you happy
Amen.
two gay men to remove all reference to the word woman from the Constitution? Are you happy to let a government which is utterly captive to the aggressive and intolerant anti-family agenda to redefine what a family is? These amendments are the end of a long line of attacks against the family which have been ongoing for 30 years. The concept of marriage must be recognised in our Constitution. If a durable relationship is the same thing as a marriage, then essentially your marriage means nothing. My young kid had a film called The Invincibles or The Incredibles, and there was a phrase in it: if everybody is special, then nobody's special. If every durable relationship is special, then marriage is not special, it means nothing. So why should you get married? That seems to be the intent of the gay mafia, which now has control of our government and of our country and of our institutions. My advice to you is, if you're not sure what the impact this will have on succession, on property rights, on taxation, then vote no. If you don't know, vote no. In conclusion, there is a mood of change sweeping Europe, and Ireland needs to be part of that change.
How do you know
The elections in June give you an opportunity to give this government the bloody nose which it richly deserves.
Why do you give them more than that?
If you send me to Brussels, I can assure you that the voice of the Irish people will be heard in a way that it has not been heard in many a long year.
Hey.
I will fight to protect the interests of this country and the freedoms and liberty of this great nation, with the help and assistance of Almighty God, to whom we must pray. We will defeat the evil and satanic tyranny that Ireland now faces. We have had enough of them, and the time for the Irish Freedom Party to vote for the Irish Freedom Party, which will prevent a viable alternative to our main parties. We will represent Ireland and put the interests of the Irish people first. Thank you very much for your attention.
Well said, Michael. Well said. Well said.
Right guys, I'm going to end the live because I need the battery, okay?
I'd just like to introduce you to Melissa O'Neill from Waterford, who's going to speak on the issue of the referendums and why we advocate for a double no vote. Thank you very much.
I'm here.
Are they coming back up?
Can you do me a favour? Will you hold this for me if I go live?
Keep it pointed at her now, Dolores.
Pointed at me, George.
I think just live and go.
And I'll make a speech. I'm going to be the next T-shirt. The whole lot is gone. This is... And the gay man is on his way.
Dear Greta Corda, these over here are the people of Ireland. We don't know who they are because they don't know who they are.
Yay! Woo!
I'm here today as an Irish mother. I'm an own Éireann, remembering all the women of Cumann that only 103 years ago had a vote. And now they're talking about removing the word mother, woman and family from the Irish Constitution. By God, they hit off the wrong people. So in this Constitution for 1.2, it was actually created for the protection of the women in the home. And we have NGOs running around the place going, oh, but you're tied to the sink. I think it's time they were tied to the sink and defunded the 66 million that they're taking from our pockets. And it's time a few of them should be tied to the sink, I think. So we have this National Women's Council, who the leader of it is not a woman. You know, what can I say? It's their them day. It ain't a woman. So I will not be taking advice from any transgender, because I believe in biology, not ideology. And that is what my children are reared to believe. So the true meaning of the article is, it says the state shall endeavour, and that word endeavour means do everything it possibly can to ensure that mothers shall not be obliged by economics, necessity, to engage in labour. Mind you, every mother has had that labour, haven't we, ladies? Many, many hours of that labour in many beautiful ways of the birth of our children, as we are pro-life, to the neglect of their duties in the home. So every single paperwork they're putting out, and every single NGO or the likes of those down there, I'm not quite sure how to describe them at this stage. It's like we've just gone into Willy Wonka world. But basically, you know, the tent was always there to financially protect the mother in the home. And not one of them down there are without a mother. Every single one of them lunatics, or Looney Tunes as I like to call them, you know, because it's become such a cartoon at this stage. That's all we can say. And they forget they all have a mother. And yet they don't want the word mother in their constitution. So again, I'm a carer myself of an adult, a vulnerable adult with disabilities. And I want to be able to stay at home, and I can work from home, and I can still stand in election. So how am I tied to a sink? As a carer, as a lone parent of a child with disabilities, I have worked all my life. I'm 37 years working voluntary work in the community. It never stopped me from going outside the door to be a ma'am. But I still have the right to stay at home and be financially supported as a full-time carer and as a mother. And that's what this constitution is about. So we are, of course, calling for a no vote. And what it does recognise is that it's such a significant, I'm a bit tongue-tied, I'm just still gobsmacked at what I'm looking at from, there's quite a view from up here, unfortunately. But you know, it's the role to protect in the parents. And this is not just about the mothers, because the word family is about our dads, our fathers, our men, our boys into the future. So basically, you know, the whole thing with them is that we are being demoralized in this land.